Today, I want to help you answer the very important question: how safe is your children's ministry? In this day and age, we want to make sure that our children's ministry is fun, right? Engaging, that we are teaching the Word of God, that we are drawing kids closer to Him. But we also want to make sure that it's a place of safety. It's a place where children can come and parents can come and they can feel safe about their students being in our ministry. And so there's a lot of different areas and things that we can talk about. And I understand every church is different, every layout of buildings is different, every volunteer makeup is different. But I want to talk about three pillars, three things that you can put in place pretty effectively, pretty simply, that once you have these pillars in place on a consistent basis, this is really going to ensure the safety of your kids' ministry. So the first one, the first pillar of safety in children's ministry is background checks. So have a rule in your kids' ministry that no matter what, no exceptions, that volunteers have to have a background check. There's many different ways to do this. A lot of different church management systems offer this. So if your church already has a data system, some kind of management system, you can go there and you can use that feature if it has it. But no matter what you have to do, have a background check. Now, I've heard it before. Well, background checks can cost, and I know in some cases you can get them for free. But even if they do cost, right, think about the cost of not having one. That if we don't have background checks, right, what that could lead to and the devastation that can lead to if the wrong person is in our kids' ministry. So the first pillar, no matter what, is have a background check required for your volunteers. The second pillar of safety is the two-person rule. So in any of your rooms, in any of your classes, whether it's kids' church, whether it's Sunday school, whatever the format might be, always have at least two adult volunteers assigned to those classes and to those settings. And again, I understand that it can be tough when volunteers are scarce and you have to try to make sure that, well, I have this one volunteer here if I take this person over. But again, we want to make sure that those safeguards are in place, that if God forbid something did happen or if there was an accusation that was made, that there are two adult volunteers in that room that can be there and serve as accountability and as witnesses if needed. And so no matter what, always have two volunteers in your settings. And also too, for logistics, that if there is something that needs emergency or something that needs to take place, right? It can be a lot for only one volunteer that they're there and they maybe need help. And so if there's a second volunteer, even just for logistics and for the effectiveness of ministry, a second volunteer is there to assist. If needed. A second volunteer is there for support. And of course, if you have a kids' church setting and you need more than two volunteers. So through it all, always have at least two adult volunteers, two volunteers in your classroom settings. And the third and final pillar of safety is a check-in and check-out system. So again, a part of making sure that our space is safe and making sure that all kids are accounted for, we want to be as organized as possible when our families come in, that there is a check-in process and then there's a check-out process. And again, I understand this is going to look different for many churches. It's going to look different for your church and for mine. But whatever you can do, make sure you have some kind of check-in, check-out system. If your church already has access to, like we talked about before, a church management system, right? See if there's a check-in feature, if there's a checkout feature. I remember when I first started at a smaller church as a kids leader, right? We didn't have a lot of students, but we had a check-in and check-out system on a piece of paper and a pen, and that's how we started. And today I'm now a part of a church where we have a data system, and kids are able to check in and they get a sticker, and the parent gets a corresponding sticker, and that's awesome as well. And so wherever you are, right, have a check-in and check-out system. Even if you're in a smaller setting and you don't have a lot of resources, start with a paper. Start with just a basic system that students are checked in and then they're signed out. And so whatever you can do, however you can do that, however it looks, have a check-in and check-out system. Well, I hope this has helped today. The 3 pillars of safety to making sure that our kids' ministries are safe. Then number 1, we want to make sure all volunteers have background checks. Number 2, we want to make sure there's a 2-person rule, a 2-volunteer rule in all of our settings. And number 3, we want to have a check-in and check-out system each and every week.